Hello, my name is Caitlin Johnson, and I'm the GAPSA Vice President for Grants. I'm here today to tell you a little bit about the grants that GAPSA offers to groups and individuals. So there are 5 types of grants that GAPSA offers. There's the Academic Initiative Grant, the Social Event Grant, the Scholarly Travel Grant, the Professional Travel Grant, and Small Events Grant. So a little bit about the Academic Initiative Grant. This is intended to provide funding to events, programs, and services. It's meant to expand and enhance academic programs and research opportunities. And these are intended to be events that directly involve or impact graduate and professional students at the University of Minnesota. These grants provide partial funding for expenses such as food, beverages, promotional materials, equipment rental, and travel or lodging for invited speakers. All registered student organizations are eligible to apply for these grants. Events must be open to all graduate and professional students at the University of Minnesota. And ideally, events should be geared towards a diverse section of the graduate and professional student population, so not necessarily concentrating just on one specific department or academic area, although this is not a specific requirement. Groups are eligible for up to $2,500 per academic year. The Social Events Grant is a little bit different. This is meant to fund social events that enhance the professional or personal development of graduate and professional students at the University of Minnesota. So events with a more social, not academic focus. Again, event expenses such as food and beverages, promotional materials, and room equipment and rentals are all possible to be funded. All registered student organizations can apply for these grants. Events do not need to be open to all graduate and professional students, so these types of events can be just for a select group of students. And grants of this type are available in amounts up to $1,500 per organization per academic year. The Scholarly Travel Grant is definitely our most popular grant. These are meant to provide funding to support travel to present scholarly research or other work at an academic or professional conference or meeting. Research expenses themselves are not eligible. Eligible expenses do include airfare, ground transportation, lodging, and registration fees. To be eligible, you must be a current University of Minnesota graduate or professional student. When you apply, you'll have to show proof that you've paid the GAPSA fee for that semester. And you'll also need to show proof that you've been accepted to present at a conference or meeting. You may receive up to $165 for domestic travel or $200 for international travel. And you may receive 1 grant per academic year. The Professional Travel Grant is one of GAPSA's newest grants. It just rolled out during the 2008-2009 school year, so we're in our 2nd year. And this grant is intended to provide funding to support graduate and professional student travel to a conference or event with a professional development purpose. So you do not need to be presenting your research at this conference. However, this grant is not intended for activities that are normally expected or required by a degree program. For example, it's not intended to fund a required class that you need to travel to or a required or expected project that you're going to be completing. Eligible expenses include, again, airfare or ground transportation, lodging, and registration fees. This is available to current University of Minnesota graduate or professional students. You'll have to show proof of the GAPSA fee payment at the time of application. And these grants are in amounts up to $200. Students are eligible for one for their whole academic career because funding is very limited with this type of grant. The fifth type of grant that GAPSA offers is called the Small Event Grant. And this is intended to help fund small events, social or academic, for groups of graduate and professional students who are not registered as a student organization. These are in amounts up to $50. Typical events funded by this grant would be things like small gatherings for a happy hour, for example, to provide appetizers for the happy hour, department barbecues, or other holiday parties held by small groups of students. Applicants are individuals, so you apply as an individual for this grant. You must be a current graduate or professional student at the University of Minnesota. And the event that you're applying for must involve at least 5 graduate or professional students. And these are not intended to fund multiple repeating events involving the same group of students each time. You're eligible for 1 per semester. So how can you apply for these? Well, you can visit our website where you'll find all the details, forms, and applicable deadlines at gapsa.umn.edu/grants. Beware of the deadlines. You must apply prior to the event or travel. We cannot fund events or travel retroactively. You can contact the grants assistant with specific questions. That address is GAPSAGrants.mov. And of course, you can also contact me. I'm Caitlin Johnson, the Vice President for Grants, John2921 at umn.edu. Thank you.